Sailor Moon Collectibles News and Reviews.
Alright, hi everybody, it's Age and my friends. You may introduce yourselves if you'd so like.
Me
or not.
first?
No, you last.
Okay, I'm last, alright.
Well, my name is Nick Lowe, and I am here because I just watched Sailor Moon.
Yeah, we watched Sailor Moon, episodes 45 and 46 of the new Viz dub, and that's what we're going to be reviewing.
I'm Ryan, and I am here because I was promised crepes.
This sounds like an AA meeting. And most importantly, it's my friend, El Movie Master. He has a channel here on YouTube too. He reviews movies weekly, bi-weekly.
I do it every other week. Yes, bi-weekly, yeah. Every other Friday.
Yeah, his channel's really cool. He reviews old movies a lot, because, like, who wants to hear about new movies? You can just go on Rotten Tomatoes. But we got El Movie Master. So, yeah, we just watched 45, where all the Sailor Scouts die, and 46, where Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon duke it out, and Tuxedo Mask dies, and Sailor Moon resurrects everybody.
Yep.
And while we were watching it, a lot of us were talking about, not me, because I know what's going on. I've seen this too many times. But you guys were talking about how this dub is not the one you're familiar with when you were a kid, and like how that's different.
Completely different. I mean, I hadn't seen Sailor Moon since the 90s. So when you explained to me that a lot of the stuff that we saw in these two episodes was not in the originals, that blew my mind completely. You know, especially the fact that it was a little bit more violent, and it's more an adult-themed episode versus the Americanized kid version that we saw when we were growing up.
Yeah, I really like it this way because this is the right way, even though in Sailor Moon Classic everyone dies differently than they do. I forgot what happens in the comic for just this moment.
But you did mention that they lose their memory, and that in the version that was aired in the 90s, that they gave a really silly explanation. What was the explanation that they gave in that?
I mean, it was just like, and now they can become friends all over again. How wonderful.
Here it was more detailed, and you got a chance to actually see what happened, how each character got killed. It was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah. What about you, Nick?
It was certainly different. The last time I saw Sailor Moon was many years ago.
You watched Sailor Moon Crystal with me, like.
Well, I mean, I guess that counts. I'm sorry.
He was in another review.
Hey guys.
No, that was his twin.
No, what I meant to say.
The one with the white dog.
Yeah. What I meant to say is, I remember seeing that episode as a kid with my sister, because my sister used to watch Sailor Moon like all the time. And you know, you just watch it, passing interest, whatever it was. And I remember thinking to myself, like, why are they dying? Why are they avoiding that so much? Like, because I remember you would see them in crystals, and Sailor Moon was crying. But I guess I was a stupid kid at the time, and they weren't showing it. You know, they weren't showing.
I mean, my memory's cloudy of Sailor Moon. I remember certain things. I think I saw more of the movies than I did see the TV shows. I mentioned to you one scene from
Promise of the Rose.
Yeah, where he was captured in this green thing. Like that was from one of the movies.
Yeah, because
right?
Promise of the Rose was aired on Toonami a couple times.
Yeah.
It was kind of like weird. What about you, bro? What's up, buddy?
About these last two episodes?
Yeah, about the dub,
Well,
like how different it is.
It's different, but at the same time, as a kid, when I saw it, I filled in all those blanks. So seeing this again now, I'm
You were a
like,
smart kid.
this makes sense. I'm not really seeing the difference. And, I mean, as an adult seeing it, it doesn't really have that same emotional impact. Not that I can recall my emotional impact as a kid. But I think them talking over things really kind of ruined it. Because the artwork really visually impacts you. The flickering of the lights when that giant pink spear is expanding everywhere. That seems dire, but then Sailor Moon talking over that and the nice pretty music playing over it also just kind of distracts you from any feels.
So you would have been happier if they were silent more.
Yes, I like people.
I think that's a general fault of 90s anime, like where the villains explain everything.
Yeah, that's one thing that I didn't like. Maybe you told me that this is very common with other anime, but me not being very familiar with a lot of anime, like one thing that I found kind of silly was when Kim Barrow gets hit with a rose, she explains to you in detail, not just a
like,
simple explanation.
She's in the middle of dying.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why this is killing me is this.
Just in case you didn't notice.
It's this boy's love.
And then you mentioned also, Ryan, that how do you have that power?
Yeah, because Mamoru or Darien or whoever you're familiar with, he doesn't have any superpowers. his roses are pretty basic, even though they can hurt people. But at the same time, he shouldn't be able to pierce her.
It'd be cool if he still kept that power that Queen Beryl gave him, that whole black rose thing. It's pretty.
That would have been incredible. And spoiler alert, he doesn't. But him having powers in the original show would have been really cool. He has powers in Crystal now. He does.
What powers?
Do you think that's because people probably complained about it in the original series?
No, in the manga he had an attack. And then in the original anime, they just kind of had him just show up, you know, give some encouragement. Get kidnapped, first of all, and give some encouraging words. And that's it. He didn't do very much. He just went through a rose, said, like, you can do it.
Another scene that I found really hilarious
And then died.
Was when she fights, when she's like the last person standing, last scout standing, and she's fighting Queen Beryl. How she, like you were mentioning it too, she puts no effort. You're like, you hear the voice of anger, but her facial expression is like...
Yeah, everyone be... I'll be Sailor Moon, you guys be the other scouts.
Yeah, she comes in, puts in her hand, you all put their hands, and she still shows no emotion.
And she goes,
I mean, I get it. She's supposed to be Queen Beryl's foil, and so she's supposed to embody innocence and all that. So her pose there with the stupid little wand is supposed to show innocence, and she does look like a little girl for once in an anime where 14-year-olds look like grown-ass women.
Yes, yes. Like I mentioned a couple of times, and you did too. Like, this is how 14-year-olds are supposed to look like.
But at the same time...
Oh, perfect. We have the actual thing.
I got this.
Oh my.
It even has the music. But regardless of that, I still think it was a good episode. You know, you still get a chance to see all this stuff that you probably had never seen. Oh, we're just gonna do this thing?
Teamwork?
Okay, here we go.
Huh.
That's all she did. That's all she...
No, she had a moment where like she kind of...
And then she dies.
Oh yeah, that little small effort. Like,
I know the one! Because I know exactly what you're talking about.
She goes like that.
She goes...
Yeah.
Sailor Moon.
There's a part where
She's lazy even when she's a princess.
Which one was it? Was it Jupiter or Mercury who did kind of the spirit bomb thing in one part?
Well, she had like an orb coming out of her.
Yeah. It was like, oh, pulling out.
Jupiter.
Yeah, and she also had like a scouter, like kind of like...
Oh no, that was Mercury.
That was Mercury. It was pretty cool though.
Mercury's attack was pretty
for
bad.
all the Dragon Ball Z fans.
Mercury just kind of like stood there. She encased herself in bubble magic, got eaten by a volcano, and just trapped. And then her final attack was Scouter.
No, because she smacked the jewel.
She smacked the jewel with her Scouter. Like you don't need to be a super powered.
Super.
Blah.
I mean, thinking
You
about
don't
it
need
now,
to be Sailor Scout.
Bah! Just hit him with a Nintendo DS right on the forehead.
it looked like a Nintendo DS. It did.
That's all you get. Bah!
Bah, toma.
Your Nintendo DS is that color.
Well, one thing that I know it was the very, very beginning of the episode, but something that took me out was, you know, you have, is his name Damien? Tuxedo Mask?
Mamoru, Tuxedo Mask.
I want to say Tuxedo Mask. So Tuxedo Mask's obviously a demon. They figured that whole thing out, and it's like, okay, cool, I get it. Usagi is in love, stupid, whatever it is. And then Jupiter has a hesitation because of the same little trick. He's like, what? Didn't you guys learn this already?
Yeah.
Like,
it didn't work so many times. It can only work like once or twice, maybe, but not every time.
Even Amy or Mercury, whatever you want to call it.
like she had to confirm, like when that dude shows up, it's like, hold on a second.
Let me make sure this one.
It's like, hey, listen, it's pretty clear that everything in here is trying to kill you.
You're in the North Pole. It's a very hostile environment.
For a long time, you didn't know where they were.
Oh, they were in the North Pole.
No. It was it's another
Deep
word.
Point.
Deep point, yeah.
Deep point.
Deep
And
point.
then they called it D-Void or Deep Void. They called it, Artemis and Luna, I'm pretty sure, called it Deep Void.
We're talking about the Viz dub, guys,
Yeah.
remember? And I'm sure they would have called it D Point.
I think it was D point, yeah.
It was D Point.
No, but when they say it, I'm like, yeah, of course, it explains everything. That's where they are.
It's the North Pole.
I didn't know.
Yeah, but I didn't know. Like, I'm being
Oh,
sarcastic, you know, because they don't really explain to us where it is.
Well, it's the North Pole. But yeah, you know, so generally about story, how do you think this season, like, the way it ended, you could have stopped watching Sailor Moon at this season and just been done with it and just...
Yeah, pretty much.
Would you have been happy if you had done that?
No, but...
Actually, well, let me preface this question. I am the Mooney here. I am the Mooney. But we all grew up with Sailor Moon. We just grew up with the really bad dub.
And it sucks that people didn't get a chance to see this version until now. I mean, you mentioned before that there was other ways of seeing it, but they weren't official releases, so that sucks, though. And I can understand why, because, characters, or, for a kid's cartoon, people are dying, you can't show that in the 90s,
No,
It sucks,
at the same time, what difference does it make? It ended with everybody's memories being wiped and them remembering it later. I mean, obviously it was because of reincarnation in reality, and what we got as kids
Artemis
was
and
just a memory wipe.
they remember it.
Artemis and Luna are
Yeah, they remember it.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't really do anything to alter the story.
Was it in this version or in the 90s version where they say that, I hope they become friends?
I think it's in both.
In both, okay.
Did they explain why they didn't die? Because I thought if they used the silver crystal...
Well, if Sailor Moon used the silver crystal, she's supposed to die like Queen Serenity died when she used it to do the same thing. Queen Serenity used the crystal to seal away Queen Beryl and to resurrect all her dead loved ones. They resurrected in the 90s in Japan. Yeah. This is how it works. If you live on the moon...
You go to Earth.
You go to Earth. And when she did it, she died, and she didn't come back. She died and she stayed dead. But Sailor Moon uses the crystal for the exact same purpose, to kill Queen Beryl and whatever. She wished for everyone to live a normal life. And
kill Queen Beryl. That's being modest. She deleted Queen Beryl.
Yeah. They did a Control-Alt-Delete. Deleted the whole browsing history.
That pink thing just went and she turned into a skeleton.
Again, she put in no effort. She was just standing there, and when she decides to finally finish off Queen Beryl, was sitting there putting in work with electricity.
Yeah. And that touching scene where she was trying to get Tuxedo Mask to become good again with the whole love scene. A little...
Oh, with the locket.
Yeah, the locket, which you have over there,
right? Which is there, but we're not touching that with our dirty hands.
So she could have just killed him, and he would have come back.
I mean, everyone came back.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, everyone just came back.
I see what you're saying.
Point.
But your question, why did Princess Serenity not die? I chalk that up to the pureness of her heart. Because Queen Serenity seemed like a nice lady, and she didn't come back.
So wait, this is up to the viewers to interpret that it's because of the pureness of her heart. It's never explicitly stated.
Yeah, I can take a look back at the manga, but I just watched the same thing happen in Crystal, and they came back. Wait, in Crystal, what happened in Crystal?
Does this shock Luna at all? Because she seemed to be taking it totally chill.
Luna was yelling from the rooftop, going, "Don't use the crystal, you'll die!"
Yeah, she sees him running around, and it's like, oh, okay.
I don't know. I just can't believe that I forgot what happened in episode 13 of Crystal, and that was like 2 months ago. I have a bad memory.
But I agree with you that even though I haven't seen the rest of the episodes previous to these, you still can close the story there.
Yeah, you can stop.
They lost their memory, and perhaps maybe they'll meet up. You can make your own choice as to what happens to them afterwards.
Yeah.
But of course, fan base, you have so many other seasons.
It's a franchise.
It's a franchise, yeah.
And one more thing, what do you think about the voices?
I like them. Of course, they're very different from what I remember when I saw in the 90s. But not bad. It's pretty good. It's very good. And as for the Blu-ray picture quality, it looks a lot better than what I remember seeing in TV.
I mean, on TV it was different. Like, we still have it on the TV screen behind here, and that looks really blurry.
Yeah, but I remember seeing this in the 90s, and it looked worse.
Oh, probably. I mean, they supposedly did a remaster.
Then again, keep in mind that I was seeing it in a CRT TV, like a regular old TV.
Yeah.
I mean, you were seeing a really nice TV, so it makes all the difference.
Very much.
What about you guys for the voices?
It wasn't bad. I mean, it struck me as a normal dub voice. I wasn't impressed by it, but it didn't take me out of it.
Okay.
No, I'm very much attached to the old.
Yeah.
I
Even though for me it's been a long...
Luna being British and...
Serena, my best friend. I'm gonna go play video games, Serena.
I feel like Mars had
what
a
I
lot
found silly
more
though is the
sass to her. And actually, I've never liked Mercury, so...
What I found silly was
what little I heard of Jupiter's voice, I thought she had a good voice.
Yeah.
But she had like 3 lines.
She literally just croaked at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
The silly thing was to mention was that putting the subtitles for the music for music that you already heard in the intro, which is the theme song.
Yeah.
So, and they play it, and they put you the letters when an important battle is occurring. So you're supposed to be paying attention to the whole thing.
It does take you out.
Yeah,
But
it's
you're just
that.
reading it. It's like, I don't need to read this, but I am.
That's generally every anime, though. Every anime, in every climactic battle, they play a song with words.
Yeah.
With the words are what makes it important, and those subtitles, man.
Like,
Bright yellow
Yeah,
subtitles.
I was trying to. I mean, here they were white, but I was.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was I doing? I was here.
But like, I was watching it. I was like, I don't want to read, but I want to know what it's saying. It's like it got me out a few times.
I don't want to read.
That's actually, I can't watch, like, let's say you're watching an English movie, right?
Yeah.
And I can't watch it with subtitles because I'll always read it. Even
Yeah,
though-
yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
true. Even
Yeah, we
if I
know
speak the
someone who
language.
does that, where he puts subtitles
Yeah.
to watch a movie, and it's like, even though I know the language, I'm like, what is it saying?
Yeah, it's like,
Is it saying the
I'm
same
listening
thing
to
that I'm listening?
Yeah, I don't like that either. But yeah, that's about it. That is a non-Mooney and a Mooney review of Sailor Moon episode 45 and 46 from the Viz dub, available now from Right Stuff. That's where I got it. And they ship it very nicely, let me tell you. Does anyone... Oh, and Sebastian's YouTube channel will be in the, that thing with words.
Description down below.
Yep. So check him out. Check his videos out. You do a lot of horror.
Yeah, I do a lot of like lower budget films. I do reviews on mostly B movies, movies that
He'll watch them for you.
I'll pretty much do the job for you. I'll watch those terrible movies that you should never ever have to sit down and watch. I'll do that and I'll review it. So I have this thing on YouTube. It's called Random Review Fridays. I choose 2 random movies that are completely different, but they may share 1 or 2 things in common, and they're usually bad movies.
And you're doing 2 anime this week.
Yes, I'm gonna do The Wind Rises.
You're watching it.
You're
Yeah.
actually watching
Yes,
The Wind Rises?
yeah, finally, after like, how many, 2 years since I've had it?
No, I loaned it to you like a month ago.
A month ago, yeah. And the other one, I'm not sure yet. It will either probably be mentioned as
Escaflowne.
Yeah.
Escaflowne.
sounds
Watch
weird.
it. Escaflowne.
So it's gonna be like a non
Non-anime
anime
person.
reviewing an anime. Like for me, like the way anime works, like if it's a good story, like Jinro, like if it's something that it's so well written, it takes me out from seeing an animation. Like it feels like I'm actually watching a movie. That's how it, in my opinion, should
Yeah.
be.
On my end, I'm thinking about reviewing other animes, so you guys let me know in the comments.
Evangelion.
What am I going to say about Evangelion that I haven't said already?
Dual plug system.
Mari is the greatest ever. She's back there, and that's it. That's all there needs to be said about
Dual
Evangelion.
plug.
The reason why Unit 13 had 2 people in it is because an Evangelion needs 2 souls in it, so no one soul was in the Ava side and the 2 plugs. Alright.
We're gonna need subtitles for that.
Yeah.
I will subtitle this video.
Make sure you subtitle it while
Yeah, play a theme song.
play a theme song.
And the fight is happening. Please look at the screen down below. Sailor Moon's doing some stuff, but hey, let's talk about a kaleidoscope.
Yes, that was the one line that caught my attention.
Kaleidoscope. So yes, thank you for watching, everybody. I will be back soon, and if you want these guys back, let them know. And if you don't say anything. We don't want to
Just thumb
insult
down
anybody.
this video.
No! No one knows what this looks like when we're filming it. Ryan, what are you sitting on?
I'm sitting on Luna. She likes butt.
She likes butt.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Sailor Moon collection. Look at this wonderful Sailor Jupiter. It's the best collectible. No, wait. The best collectible I have. I'm going to show you right now. Sailor AI. This is the living Sailor Moon, man. It brings this box. I don't know what it is, but it's awesome.